A recent comment by one of the co-directors of Avengers Doomsday, specifically Joe Russo, has taken the internet by storm because he stated that the upcoming Avengers Doomsday is being filmed in a way that's targeted at TikTok audiences, where they want frantic scenes of people screaming at the screen, cheering, and going absolutely nuts just about every minute. So let's talk about what's going on. Okay, everybody, I hope you're ready for this one because we got a lot to talk about. So this is what Joe Russo said about making the next Avengers Doomsday film. When asked about what is their goal with the film and how are they embracing a whole new generation of filmgoers, he said, and I quote, "We are designing a movie specifically for the TikTok audience. Embracing the low attention spans will save the industry." End quote. And here is the image with the quote. And at the time of this is from the 12th. So a couple days has went by. And as you can see here, 16.8K likes. And there was a couple thousand shares. And this image also popped up on a bunch of Marvel pages, news pages, people talking about it on TikTok, screaming about it, talking about how the industry is dead, and so forth and so forth. And it's caused a lot of backlash for not just the Russo brothers and specifically Joe, but also for Marvel Studios in general. And here's how I feel about it. I don't, because it's fake. Where is the source of this? Where's the quote come from? If you just took 10 seconds to Google search this quote, you realize it's literally this page, Wong Updates, that shared it, and it spread like wildfire. And this has automatically now caused damage to the film at hand because people are dumb. Now, bear with me here because I'm going to kind of just sidestep into something else that recently took the world by storm with the same type of scenario. Have you guys seen the Egyptian pyramid news recently? Now, don't worry, this actually ties in. I'm going to get to that in a second. As somebody who loves history, you guys know I talk about it every chance I get. I will connect anything I can to history, Egyptology being one of my favorites. This is what they found underneath the pyramids. If you look at this, they are large cylindrical designs that are literally going so far underground that they are bigger than the world's tallest building currently, right? It's huge. And if you look at this, everybody has been talking about it. I'm going to pop up an image of somebody random on TikTok who's gotten well over 30,000 shares talking about this. Not only that, it's hit mega mainstream news to the point where like Joe Rogan is bringing people on and they're talking about it. They discovered these huge structures that they believe provide some sort of electrical current and possibly were used to fuel spaceships or whatever else, right? Conspiracies, right? This news, believe it or not, was even shared by top people in the scientific field on social media like TikTok and Instagram. And well, this is all it's based on. The top image is a AI generated image, and the bottom sonar looking image, right, is a crude piece of technology that they used for ground penetrating. And that's what it reportedly records underneath it. But the AI translated into the image above. And now this has transformed into a conspiracy theory that it's true. Everything, what's his name? Graham Hancock says is true. There's an ancient civilization. The Eye of the Sahara is clearly Atlantis. All this stuff. And it's all based on literal nonsense and lies propagated and spit out there by people not in their field, who are just doing things for the sake of doing it and not fact-checking anything for 10 seconds. And this has now caused irreparable damage to real archaeology happening. Hence why I tied it into this quote. Things like this, misquotes, misinformation, it's nothing new. You know, we've seen it in Star Wars. How many times can Zero tell you that Gina Carano and George Lucas are back, and how many times can you keep falling for it over and over again, and it's never happening? This is what's happening here. This is what's happening with Joe Russo. The fact that people are literally pissed at him, and I've seen people on TikTok literally getting And I'm talking, I saw one person who was talking about this quote, blasting Joe Russo, the MCU, and Kevin Feige, who had well over 70,000 shares on his TikTok, spreading false information. We are in a day and age where literally false information goes out there. Nobody fact checks it. Nobody does anything. There's nothing to it. They will just sensationalize the biggest BS. And if truth comes out, that's not as good as the sensationalized version of whatever they're talking about or want to believe. So they ignore the facts. I pointed out in multiple comments, even some of my own friends shared this on social media, and I literally replied saying, guys, this is fake. There's nothing to this. And they were like, yeah, whatever, that's cool. But maybe he did say it. I'm like, no, he didn't. He didn't. That's the thing. He didn't. And this is how we end up in these scenarios with these types of news reports that now go out there and they become something that people believe. And soon enough, it's literally become just common knowledge, right? Like, you guys know I'm a huge fan of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I can't tell you how many times somebody that's a fan of CBC or somebody that is a friend of mine has sent me the fake Chris Hemsworth AI trailer believing it's real. Despite the fact that they can see the comments, despite the fact that they know I would be posting about it the moment it hit, they still fall for it. And when I tell them, I'm like, that's fake. Just like every year I have to tell people on April 1st that Gargoyles movie or Treasure Island or Treasure Planet, which whenever with Tom Holland is fake, they keep falling for it and they don't care about the facts. Nobody cares about facts anymore, and this is how we end up where we are today. And this is why it's becoming harder and harder to trust any report, even in regards to this. You know, like, at this point, we're getting real news in regards to these films, and people are literally not believing it. Literally, a set photo of an actor getting off the plane and going towards the set of Avengers Doomsday circulated, and people were like, no, that's not real. It's like, bro, it's literally Tessa Thompson getting off the plane going to the set. What do you mean it's not real? They're like, it's not real. Can't be her. It's real. It's right there. Hundreds of photos of her, people taking pictures with her, but that's fake. Real photos are fake, and this is real. This is why the fan base is cooked. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.